Hey guys, Victor from Victor G Photography, and I'm back with another video. This one, last week I put out a video talking about all the things that I didn't really care for on the Nikon Z6, as well as some things that for people who have not purchased it yet and are thinking about doing it, what they really should take into consideration. And well, that video was met with a lot of mixed reviews. Man, people are angry on the internet. Anyways, this was already the second video that I was going to be putting out talking about what I love about the Z6 and why you should get it all the same. So without getting too crazy or anything, let's just go ahead and get into it. I got the Nikon Z6 about a month ago, and I've been putting it through its paces. I freaking love this camera. Like I said in the other video that I was talking about the things that I don't like, there's so much more that I do love that just makes this thing worth it 100%. If you have the money, just get it. Now, of course, there's the basic things that everybody knows about. There's the 24 megapixels that the camera comes with. That's kind of standard with all DSLRs before as well. The Nikon D750, the D610, I think even the D800s, a lot of them were around 24 megapixels. That's kind of an industry standard. The Z7 has 47 megapixels, which is a ridiculous amount of megapixels, but you know, if you need them, you need them. 24 is more than I'll ever really need, and because I shoot weddings and portraits, things like that, so it's a good deal for me. 24 megapixels, good job. I'm glad they didn't change it very much when they were deciding to make the new Z6. What is a big leap from the other DSLRs that I've had, though, from Nikon, is that they threw in a crap ton of focusing points. I think it's like 273 focusing points on the LCD, as well as in the EVF, which is the electric viewfinder, which is what you look through when you look through the peephole. And it's awesome. You know, it's a billion focus points. You don't really have to worry about missing the focus points or, you know, having to do what is that back focus buttoning, you know, or like adjust and refocus kind of situation, because you could just move the focusing button wherever it needs to be, and then you just focus in and you're good to go. The focusing itself is incredibly sharp. It is fantastic. I think it has to do with how close it is to the sensor, and without having to use a mirror or anything like that, it's able to focus super sharp, and it's really fast. It's just one of those things that I noticed immediately when I was using it. The back of the LCD screen is pretty awesome too. It's all touchscreen. You can touch where you want to do focus. You can even set it up to once you touch it, it'll actually take the photo, which is kind of cool, kind of gimmicky, not really something that I would personally use, but if you're out there looking for something like that, it's got that covered. It also shoots pretty fast at about 12 frames a second. That's the fastest that I think it can go. And I mean, that's pretty quick, especially when I'm doing things during a wedding like the bouquet toss or trying to get the first kiss or any action shots. You want to make sure that you're able to get as many shots as possible within that certain limited time that you have. That way you don't miss the shot. And what's great is the buffering on that is nearly non-existent. So you can go through the 12 frames a second and then do another 12 frames a second, and then do another 12 frames a second. You won't really have to worry about the camera lagging or slowing down because of the buffering, because of the way the camera's set up, and then also because of the XQD memory card that comes with it. It's just blazing fast. I think it reads or records at 440 megabits a second, so it's ridiculous. It's fast. Another thing that I really do love is that it is very ergonomic. It feels really good in my hand. It's light. It's not very big. Compared to the D750, I mean, it's substantially smaller. It's got a lot less weight to it. Ergonomically, it feels just as good. It's got a really good deep hold right here that you're able to hold on to it. Now, me, I've got bigger hands, so it's, you know, it's one of those things where if you have bigger hands like I do, your fingers are going to fall off on the bottom. I do know that they are making some grips out there, whether or not they're Nikon or third-party brand. I don't know if I'm really going to get it, but I mean, like, I can just use my pinky as kind of like a support hold on the bottom. It works just as fine. Also, what's incredible is that it's got a lot of new function buttons all around it. On the front, you can assign different things for the function buttons. For the F1, I think I have it set for the focusing, so I can hit the F1 button and then I can scroll through the different focusing settings, like whether or not I want to do AFS, autofocus continual, or put it in manual. And then I think the bottom one, I don't remember what I put it with. I think it's something for the time lapse or the intervalometer, which is another incredible thing that I wanted to tell you guys about. The intervalometer is built into the camera. This is a game changer for all those people who do time lapse or who are landscape or astrophotographers, because before you would have to get an additional remote control. Actually, I think I have one. This is it right here. Before, you would have to get this plug it into your camera, and then set it up so that it would take photos on an interval, and then that way you'd be able to time stitch and, you know, make time-lapse photos and all that stuff for you. You don't have to do that anymore. It's set up in camera. You can set it up for however long you need it to, and then you're good to go. This is such an incredible thing that I think is really simple, but none of the other cameras have it. Neither Canon or Sony really decided to support that kind of thing, and it's such a simple thing that I love. It's just one of those things that Nikon is doing to look out for all the photographers in every genre out there. One thing I never realized about all the other DSLRs that I have is how loud they are when I compared to shooting something like the Z6. I never realized how loud it was and how interrupting it is to me when I'm doing photos, especially during like a ceremony or some quiet time, to kind of hear how loud it is. This is the D750, and you can just hear it. That's just on regular mode. Oh no, that's actually on quiet mode. And then this is the Z6. It's so remarkably quiet, and it even has a quiet mode where it won't make any shutter noise at all when it's just doing it completely electric. Now, it will run the battery down much quicker if you're shooting in electric silent mode, but I mean, like, if you're in a very silent area or something that just you cannot use you don't want to be intrusive, that's just the way to go, and I love it. It makes me almost invisible to everybody because they don't realize that I'm taking photos, or because they can't hear it. Some of the big questions that people have about it is the battery life on the cameras themselves. These take the same batteries as the full-frame DSLRs that they have, which are the EL-15s. The new ones come with the EL-15B, but I really don't know the difference. They have the same wattage, the same volts, everything is the same. So, and I've got a ton of extra backup batteries because I've been shooting with full-frame DSLRs from Nikon for a while. So it's awesome. If one of my camera batteries dies, I just pop in another one. But the battery life on the Nikon Z6 is actually really good. People say that they can get anywhere from 500 to 700 shots. I've shot weddings a few times since I've had it, and I'll get anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 images before the battery decides to completely die out on me, and then I have to switch it out. So I guess it really depends on how you're using the EVF or how you're using the LCD screen, because you can actually switch from it being continuously on the back panel to you know, eye priority or the viewfinder priority, where you just look through that and it will turn on, or you can decide on, you know, if you want automatic playback and everything like that. I'm not a huge person that when I take photos I need to chimp and take a look at what I'm shooting, because usually I meter everything before I do, and then it's just one of those things that I don't necessarily have to do. So it doesn't run down my battery very fast. But if you're the opposite, you just might want to kind of pack some extra batteries. They're cheap. You can get third-party brands, and they work all the same. Another thing that some people compare the Nikon to the Sonys and the Canons is their autofocusing system. They don't have the eye focusing, blah, 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 like Sony has, but they have facial recognition tracking and focusing, which is really intuitive and really fast. Plus, the firmware update that's coming for the Nikon Z6 and the Z7 is going to be having the eye focusing, which is going to be another reason why you just want to buy this camera. It's incredible. Now, of course, the big reason why everybody should get this camera, and you know why everybody's going mirrorless, is the EVF. It's an electronic viewfinder, which means you're looking through the eye cup right here and you're seeing exactly what the image is going to be. It's not like in the DSLR where you would look through the viewfinder and you would be looking at the lens, and then you would take a photo, and then you would take a look and you'd be like, oh man, the exposure is completely off. With this, you're able to look through here, or you're able to look through here, and it's going to show you exactly what the metering is going to look like, what it's going to show you, whether or not you're overexposed or underexposed. And this thing is a godsend, especially for people who are getting into photography or don't really have the wherewithal to be able to quickly like know the metering process, and so they're able just to use the thumb wheel, scroll, get the proper exposure for what they're looking to do, and then take the photo. And really, that's all that matters in photography, is getting the shot correctly. There are a lot of people who are purists, which, you know, I used to be really into, like, you know, telling people, learn the manual, learn everything about the camera, learn how to expose properly. And, you know, like, to me, it's all about getting the image in the end. And if you're doing it and it's looking great, who cares? You know, this thing is definitely going to bring out a lot more people into the photography game, because it's going to make photography easier for people who feel like it's just very overwhelming. And that's the biggest reason why I think you should get a mirrorless camera right now. Now, I'm glad that Nikon decided to jump into the mirrorless game, because we really, as Nikonians, didn't have any access to a mirrorless system. Sony came out, which was great, and that really changed the game for everybody. and then they came out with the adapter for Canon, but there was not really a really good adapter for Nikon for our lenses to be able to be used on the Sony system, because it wouldn't really focus properly, it wouldn't read correctly, and it was just a lot of headaches. So Nikon's, we really felt like we were just being left out of the party. So I'm really glad that Nikon decided to step up their game, come out with the Z6 and the Z7, which by the way is blowing away the whole industry as far as being better than Canon, definitely with their EOS R. And then also it's really putting Sony to the test by keeping all the Nikonians that we are, keeping us there. All of our lenses, we don't have to sell them, we don't have to switch over an entire system. We're able to love our brand because they listen to us, and I believe they're still going to be listening to us with the new firmware updates and all the problems that we have. They're probably going to definitely change things in the future for the better. So that is my video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys hated it, just comment. Like, you know, I mean, I know a lot of you guys don't have a problem with telling me what you guys hate about my videos, so keep them coming. I love it. Always makes me want to grow and change and do things better. But like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.